there's my Z mode right there. You can see it. And again, watch what happens when I power brake it and step on it. Okay, so here's just a quick little video I wanted to do about somebody that brought something up on one of the Facebook groups recently, and they talked about getting their car into launch control when they were in Z mode and how they couldn't get it to go. Some people said that it couldn't be done, but it can be done, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, this is because you have to have things set up a certain way. If certain parameters are met when you have it in Z mode that are equivalent to that of track mode or sport mode, it will let you do launch control. Now, the defining characteristic of whether or not you have launch control on is the RPM at which a car will launch. Now, I'm not actually going to launch the car where I am right now because it's not someplace where it's safe for me to do so, but I will show you that I can get it up to 3,500 RPM upon launch control when I power brake it, which would allow me to do it. So here's how you do it right now. I'll show you, okay? So you can see right now I'm in my normal mode, okay? So this is tour mode. This is just your standard mode, okay? And I'm going to show you what happens when I try to do it. So foot all the way down on the brake right now, and I'm going to floor the throttle and watch what happens. It's not going to go above 1,500. See that? It hovers right around 1,500, 1,600. Now, just for the hell of it, I'm going to show you my mode. Now, those are the settings that I have when I do it in my mode, okay? Now, if I put it into my mode, watch what happens too. Again, my power when I try to launch it and see what happens. Same thing, okay? So it's not letting me do it. So right now, if I tried to launch it, it wouldn't launch, obviously, or it's not going to launch properly. So now, if you put it into track mode, and then you turn off your traction control all the way, press and hold it to the point that everything goes off, okay? And then there's the, I'll show you the track mode settings are basically just, everything is, everything's to the max, right? So now what happens, watch what happens when I try to launch it. This is a normal procedure. So if I power brake it and try to launch it right now, it's still not letting me do it, okay? Now, okay, so I wanted to add this in because I realized after I shot it that I kind of screwed something up a little bit with the conventional way of putting in the putting it in launch control mode. So that's why it looks a little different. It's a little darker out, but I just kind of want to add this in because I realized it's a mistake. So real quick, so right now you're in tour mode. If you want to put this thing in the conventional way to show you how to get it into launch control mode, this is how you do it. So you're in tour mode. You got to go to either sport or track. So let's just go track mode, okay? I'm in track mode now at this point, and then you go to the traction control button and you press it twice kind of slowly. And then when you do that, it gives me performance traction management. Now, at this point, I'm in the conventional way that you can launch the car. So just to show you that I can launch the car, I'm obviously in drive. You can see this big D, foot firmly on the brake, and to see what happens when I rev it up, I got the 3,500 RPM. So I just wanted to show you that that is the conventional way real quick. So now I'll go back to the way that it was. Watch what happens when I do this, okay? I'm gonna turn everything off, and I'm gonna go back to my mode, which is what I normally drive around in, okay? Now, if I press the Z button on the steering wheel twice, first time it's gonna put it into Z mode, and the second time it's gonna put it into the it's going to say press it again, and it will turn off performance traction management, or PTM. Now keep in mind, this is a car that has MagneRide on it, so it's going to allow me to do the PTM. So watch what happens now when I press the Z button, okay? Press it there, okay, and then push again, Z mode active, and then there's everything. So now I've done nothing else, and you can see I'm in Z mode at that point, and everything else has changed. So now watch what happens when I power brake it. It allows me to go up to 3,500 RPM, which will obviously allow me to launch the car properly and put me into launch control. So that is just a quick little way I wanted to show you. That is going to be your quickest way possible that you can set it up to get it to the point where you can access launch control relatively quickly. So if I'm driving around or whatever, I'm at somewhere where I can launch the car safely, I can be in my mode. All I got to do is push that Z button twice, and all the parameters are met with the way that I have it set for it to be able to go into launch control. So I'm going to show you what parameters are, okay? So now if you go in here, go over to settings, and then drive mode customization. That's what I have my Z mode set to. So if you meet those parameters, it's going to meet the minimum parameters of that of track mode to allow you to do it. So that's what I have it set on. Now the PTM is something you may or may not have show up if you don't have MagneRide, if you don't have performance traction management. Now if you don't have that, I honestly don't know if you can do what I just did otherwise. So I haven't tried it on a car that doesn't have it, so I honestly can't speak from experience on that. But if you do have it, you can do what I just did, and it will allow you to put the car into launch mode by just pressing the Z button, okay? So again, just for the heck of it, I'm going to show you here. I'm in tour mode, okay? And put it in the drive. Take the parking brake off, obviously. And if I press and hold it, it's going to give me that bogged down 1500 RPM, okay? So watch what happens. Foot all the way down on the brake. 1500, 1600, 1700, somewhere around there. Okay, now again, I'm just in tour mode here. I'm going to press the Z button once to go into Z mode, and then again, and now I've got my ESC off and PTM is taken over. Okay, I've done nothing else at this point. There's my Z mode right there, you can see it. And again, watch what happens when I power brake it and step on it. There's my 3500 RPM. If I'm not getting 3500 RPM, or excuse me, me showing you that I can get to 3500 RPM is proof that the launch control is going to work. Now again, I'm sorry if you're not satisfied with the fact that I'm not actually launching it right now, but I don't have two hands free and I'm not in an area where it's safe for me to do so. So anyway, that's just a quick little explanation for you to show you how to get to it as quickly as possible. I hope this helps. Good luck.